work ethic. Roy Keane keeps talking about putting in the shift. Same thing is
Oh
what
yeah.
you've done over the years. And there's an article in Hong Kong People on May 16, 2010. And it's you arrived in Hong Kong at midnight on a Tuesday. You were back to Singapore on a 3 p.m. flight the next day and straight to London to prepare for the FA Cup's coverage, Chelsea versus Portsmouth. And do you remember what you told Matthew Scott, the article's author, when he told you that, hey, you've worked so hard? Do you remember what you said? You
No.
said, I'm a lucky guy, and I'm quoting you, I'm doing what I love doing. Has that been a constant blessing throughout your life? Or not everybody gets to do what they love, but they need not love what they do. They can find passion in the work that they have. That's a
Oh yeah.
different story.
Yeah.
But is that something that you hold very dear, that you've always enjoyed what you've done?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I never knew what I wanted to do, and it's funny when you interview a lot of people in my line of work. They often say, I knew from a young age I wanted to be a TV presenter, or I knew I wanted to do this. I had no idea. I have found there are things I can do. And thanks to some really kind people and some really generous people who've steered me, who've seen things in me and then steered me into positions whereby they hire me or they say, look, don't be stupid. Go and do the TV. Or at one point in my life, someone said to me, look, do you want to be a producer or a presenter? And I was umming and ahhing about it. And my boss at the time came, put his hand over the mouthpiece of the phone, looked at me and said, you're a presenter, you idiot. Tell him you're a presenter. So, oh yeah, I present more than I produce, and that's how I became the Star Sports presenter. And I found that as long as people said, "Oh, he can do it, and he can do it well, and we'll pay him to do it," I would go and do it. Sport has always been everything for me, so it's always going to be underneath. But I don't have to work in sport just for the sake of being in sport. If there's no work for me at the moment in sport, I'm really happy to watch sport, and I'll go and work in the corporate space, or I'll go and do something else.
Yeah.
I've had big, long contracts with ESPN, with the Premier League. I'm in Singapore right now, where we don't actually have any regional broadcasters. So I'm not doing like a big regional broadcast job at the moment. So because I choose to be here, it means I have this sort of portfolio career. But I still do what I do. But the key to it is the work ethic. And I got that from learning to work in Hong Kong. My first jobs came in Hong Kong, which is a very hard working place. And when I worked in magazines and in newspapers, you would put in all the hours it took to get the work done. And when you grow up with that kind of discipline and that ethic, that stays with you. So for me, the non-negotiable has always been, I will do whatever it takes to get it done. So if I'm on a commentary assignment in China doing world table tennis, which I do quite often, WTT, I might head to the stadium at 9 or 10 in the morning. I might not get finished till 10 or 11 at night, go back home, do my prep, make sure that I'm 100% ready for the next day, and then get up and do it again. I would never complain about that. If I felt that's what it takes to get it done, then that's what I'll do. Because you're privileged to work in those kind of roles, and you should never take it for granted.